Hey, good morning. It's the Daily Dose this week. It's Monday, and we're going to be looking at Acts chapter 24. And what I want to do this week is simply this. I want to talk about Acts chapter 24 and use it as a springboard to talk about accusations. In particular, false accusations. Question: have you ever been falsely accused? I have. And when I've been falsely accused, I immediately I get defensive. I react emotionally, and I think about how can I just respond quickly because I want to stop this accusation. Well, what we're going to find in Acts 24 is something very, very different. And I think it's extremely helpful for the culture and the context in which we live today. So let me give you a little background. In Acts 24, the Apostle Paul, he's in Rome and he's stepping before the governor named Felix. And in that culture, if there were accusations, there would have oratory skills or debates, if you will. And so a lawyer, a guy by the name of Tertullus, he gives the accusations that the Jews have laid out against Paul. This is what he says. He gives three false accusations in Acts 24. Let me read the verse to you. Tertullus says, "We have found this man to be a troublemaker, stirring up riots among the Jews all over the world, and he is a ringleader of the Nazarene sect and even tried to desecrate the temple. So we seized him." All right, so these two verses in Acts 24, verses 5 and 6, gives three false accusations against Paul. First, it was a personal accusation. He was a troublemaker. Secondly, it was a political accusation that he was stirring up riots among the Jews all over the world. And then finally, it was a religious accusation. He was a ringleader of the Nazarene sect and even tried to desecrate the temple. So here are the three accusations for Paul's life. Now, here's what's interesting. These are the same accusations that was used against Jesus and his trial. Look over at the Gospel of Luke. It says this, "And they began to accuse Jesus, saying, 'We have found this man to be subverting our nation. He opposes payment of taxes to Caesar, and he claims to be Messiah, a king, personal, political, and religious.'" So, if the Apostle Paul was falsely accused, and Jesus Christ himself was falsely accused, don't you think that we as human beings are going to be falsely accused at different times in our lives? Some of those accusations are personal, some are political, and some are religious. So here's what I want you to do this morning. As you wake up, after you watch the Daily Dose, why don't you take a moment and just list out some of the false accusations that have occurred in your life? Maybe it was done by a friend who betrayed you, or an ex, or maybe you got accused by your adult child. I don't know those accusations. Maybe some were political. You were misinterpreted, or a statement that you said in your small group or among your friends was taken out of context and you were falsely accused. Or maybe religiously, you were trying to live out your faith and it was misconstrued and you were accused of something that really wasn't true at all. Here's what we're going to do on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. I want to give you some practical pointers on how to handle accusations, false accusations in our lives. I'll see you tomorrow on the Daily Dose.
You want to keep going.